Welcome back, guys. So today on the channel we're going to get the best upgrade you can possibly get for your bike. No, it's not spoke wraps, we're getting some good suspension. So today, guys, we're at SW Suspension up in Great Harwood. Sonny, who's going to be doing the bike today, been doing suspension for a very long time, has done people like John McGuinness. He's just literally got so much knowledge on suspension. I'm glad I've got him. I'm going to trust him today with my suspension. We're going to do the front, we're going to do the shock, we're going to take you with us, and we're just going to go from there. So let's rock and roll. So guys, main man Sonny, as you can see, we've got the shock off, the forks off. Literally, for the shock, I've never seen it done like this before. Impressed me. So he's literally just took the exhaust off, loosened the bolts, took the chain off, allowed the swinging arm to drop down there, and boom, just straight out through the corner. You don't have to take the subframe off, swinging arm off, which I would have probably done, but fair play, Sonny. It's out. Let's go and get him cleaned up. Right, Sonny's got the shock in his... What is that? Sonny, is it a vice?
It's a spring compressor.
Spring compressor. So what is the plan now? What are we doing?
So we're going to take the spring off the shock, give it all a good clean, take it apart, full service, change all the seals and bushes, and yeah, put it back in the bike.
Easy as that. Job. Boom.
Give it a quick wash before we take it apart.
Mate, I feel like you're injecting a small like a doctor.
It is. Hypodermic needles, aren't they? Basically, there's like a little, it's called O-ring cord. It's just a little bit of O-ring in there, and it basically seals itself every time it closes. So you put the needle in, lets the gas out, and same with all Olin shocks and stuff.
So when you said I need like...
It's fine, it's sealed again.
You joking?
No, you can reuse it, mate. Yeah. It's sealed now. If I put pressure in that now, it'll be fully sealed again.
Like now, if you use that shock, it would just be like... Blah.
Yeah, if you use that now, it'd cavitate because there's no pressure. So cavitation is basically when there's loads of air in there and it's just like... Motocross shocks are usually quite hard to get apart, so I use this tool.
That looks like a mega tool, that mate.
Yeah, it's good. Saves quite a lot of mess as well, because for example, if you just pull in on that shock shaft and you're giving it, you just end up absolutely dripping in oil.
He's the men then? Who's this?
Andriani's like a big Italian company. They basically, they're probably one of the biggest importers of Olin suspensions. Right. So they do make some of their own stuff, some of their own cartridges, and they do a lot of stuff. They've got like, they do all like the World Championship Motocross, all the World Championship, fucking World Superbikes, Spanish Championship, Italian Championship. They got like 2 Arctic wagons that are just filled with race, like this in the back, and
just fucking proper.
And that's what cavitation looks like anyway.
You say that oil's normal for a year, Sonny?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I've seen much worse when it comes out like sludge, but no, it's not. It's not bad at all.
What, when you see it like murky, like just dirty pond water, what kind of effect does that have on a shock?
Well, it kind of creates, well, if at the end of the day you've got your shock piston here, and your oil's basically controlling how the shock works effectively, and if the oil's pissy and watery, then it's just like running water in your engine. It's going to seize up at the end of the day, it's going to make all your seals leak, it's going to give you no damping control, And yeah, it's just no good.
Just no good.
It's just no good. Yeah, so if you look at the end of the shock shaft there, it's peened over. So
oh, is that what we're gonna?
So we'll take the bottom off now, put it in the lathe, peen that over.
Good at cleaning shafts on here.
Absolutely, good at polishing shafts.
The thing is, for me, like the shock actually the shock didn't feel that bad. It was always the front, but then if the shock's not right, the front's not right, is it?
Yeah, no. And you find that they kind of both. You change the front and then it'd affect the back, and that's why it takes so long to set a bike up.
Yeah,
you know,
to balance it out.
Yeah, right. So the machine shop. So we get really good at laying out circular shims in this job.
This is how you count your money at night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Bit of a hair in there.
Have I got some Japanese hair in there?
Absolutely. We're good on a poker table, won't I?
Is this what they call a shim stack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So effectively, these are what controls your damping. So in simple terms, if you've got a bigger shim stack, the harder the valving will be, or the thicker the shim, the harder the damping will be. The smaller, the thinner the shims, the less damping you'll have.
Why is there so many? Is it just?
With motocross, so this will be rebound damping. You need quite a lot of control, just to support the bike.
I literally can't believe how many is in there. I just thought it was 3 washers.
No. Different variations as well. So, like for example, you go through the shim stack here and you see a smaller shim. So you'll see that smaller shim there will be in the middle of a load of big shims, which will give you different range of damping. So it'll give you effectively more high speed or low speed damping. So at the end, the smaller shim would be like your high speed damping. So going over big hits, big drops. That's where this shim or the clamp shim will help. So you could put a bigger clamp shim there, which will effectively give you a lot more support at the bottom.
Dr. Sonny on it.
I'm gonna need to see this before it goes live.
Yeah, make sure you're not giving all tips out.
Make sure I've got my shims the right way around as well.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. So you got your rebound there, high speed here, and then your compression.
So just a few washers then?
Just a few washers, a few crossover shims in there just to give a different high speed adjuster. But yeah, that's the standard shim stack that's used on the KXF 450. Everything's apart now, so we'll give it a full wash, full degrease, and ready to assemble.
So Sonny has completely stripped this shock. Like, I didn't realise how many parts are in a shock. Like, I just thought, spring, couple of washers, some oil, I don't know. Literally, that is absolutely crazy what goes into a shock. I think if anyone thought, oh, I'll do a shock service myself, this would just put me off right now. What's planned now, Sonny?
Plan is now, take the forks apart, give them a good clean, similar to what we're going to do here, but obviously with the front end of the bike, and we'll get them all built back together and get the bike set up.
Boom, let's have it.
See you in a few hours.
What are we saying about condition of this oil, Sonny?
Again, not too bad, a bit dirty, there's a few bits of floaters in there. Probably just where a bit of dirt's just got up in the fork when they started leaking, but again, I think you've kept it in good condition and it's coming for a service at the right time. That's forks out there was a DLC extension.
That's what I mean, for like standard, coming with that, like, that's what made me go for it, Cowie. So one of the main reasons of getting my forks done was my forks, as I said, were leaking. Sonny, what happens with this?
So I think just over time, dirt and jet washes definitely don't help. You get a bit of dirt in the seal and the dirt sits in a little crevice of the seal, then the more it builds up and it just allows oil to bypass that seal and then leaks. It puts little tears in the rubber and
Game over.
Game over, new seals.
It's pretty nasty there.
You want to try and catch it before it does any more damage, before the fork gets dry, before the dirt reaches the bushes, because once the guide bushes have got sand in them, they can create damage to the stanchion. And
so when will you know that, when we take it apart, if I've left it too long or not?
We'll take it apart. Well, we'll show you the other fork because that's already taken apart, and so these are the guide bushes. You can see all the wear on the inside there.
Struggling focusing there. Yeah.
And again on the outside of the guide bush.
So are they gone or?
Yeah, they're gone.
Toast.
But you can feel on the Teflon on the inside and the outside of the slide bush that there's no sand or anything stuck to the actual coating, so it doesn't look like the bushes have caused any damage to the stanchion or the inside of the inner tube. Turtle head.
And boom, just like that, all apart. Literally, there is so much that goes into like suspension. I have no idea that it was this intense. I literally thought spring, couple of bushes, but literally so much stuff. Look at all that. Sonny's took it out, he's cleaned everything. Everything is mint. Look how mint the forks have come up. Everything is like brand new. Literally, you got your forks there, and then we're going on to the shock. That is a lot of parts. That is like a jigsaw. What's the plan now, Sonny?
Build it up.
Build it up?
Build it up, set it up, we'll put it in the bike first, get it set up, get Paul sat on the bike, and then away we go. We can ride out of here and no more leaky seals.
Big wheelies?
Big wheelies, big jumps.
Who's this Synthol oil then?
Synthol oil?
Synthol?
The best.
The best?
Only the best.
Where are they from?
They're over Manchester way. Guy called Johnny Blackshaw owns the company. Really knowledgeable guy. Master blender. And make anything you need pretty much. One of the best oils on the market at the minute.
Find it works really good, mate, yeah?
Yeah, really well, really well. We've tested it on dynos, we've done lots of different runs with different viscosity oils. We find that the 5-weight works really well in the forks. We've also tested low grade shock oils, like a 1, even as low as a grade 1. The technology behind the oil is quite interesting. I'll not bore you with it, but there's aerospace additives.
Details, son, it's the details.
Yes, indeed.
What's that on the top there, Sonny?
Seal bullet.
Seal bullet?
Seal bullet just stops the seals getting ripped when you put them over where the slide bush sits.
Is that it?
Forks are done. Put some stickers on there and get onto the shock.
Is that the technique for sticking fork stickers on?
Yeah, just get them nice and flexible. Get the stanchion warm because it's cold because it's got fresh oil in there. And they should go on a green.
We're expecting a lot here, no air bubbles. Any air bubbles, Sonny? Any air bubbles?
Have a look.
Boom, no air bubbles. Best bit about service, I reckon, mate. Beautiful.
Just the high speed now.
So what is this machine then?
Basically sucks all the air out of the shock and fills it with new oil.
So you're saying, do you need one of these to service shocks?
Not necessarily, it just speeds the job up a little bit.
Oh, right. Mate, I tell people, it's like, if you ain't got this machine, you can't service it.
No,
This is why you need to be SW.
It speeds the job up. If you want to bleed it by hand, by all means, crack on. But it might take you a couple of hours just to bleed the shock.
Right.
You never know. At least with this, I know there's zero air in the shock. So less risk of cavitation, more positive damping.
We'd love a bit of positive damping.
Why?
Is that your nitrogen for your nitrogen shock then, Sonny?
Yeah, I mean, before we bleed the shock up, on this shock especially, we just put a little bit of nitrogen in the shock just so that the bladder doesn't collapse when the shock's in vacuum, when the machine's in vacuum, so that it could suck it into an orifice and potentially rupture the bladder.
And just not work.
Yeah, just once we've built the shock, if it ruptures the bladder, then we've got to take it all apart again just to change the bladder, so it's not really worth it. On other motocross shocks that have maybe a Schrader valve or like a little grub screw that can go in here, it's possible for us to put an adapter on the end to screw into the top of the cap, and it stops that sucking the bladder in, and then the shock kind of inflates itself and deflates itself as we vacuum and pressure on the machine.
Sweet.
So let's vacuum away.
That good?
All good. All done, mate.
All done?
All done. Just get them back in the bike.
So suspension's done. We are literally just going to smash it in the bike. We're running out of battery, so 3, 2, 1, and boom! There she is, all built. We're going to go and set the sag now. Near enough done, guys. So basically, guys, we've, Sonny, as you can see, full rebuild on suspension, front forks, rear shock. Slightly, we went in the end, I didn't put it on, but we put some softer springs just on the front just to help me out a little bit, because I'm Slim Jim. So yeah, I'm going to do a few little things now. We're just going to set the sag. Sonny, tell us a little bit about sag, really important.
Yeah, so sag, I mean, for example, if your sag's over the tolerance, then the bike's going to sit really low in the shock. It's going to feel quite lazy. Same again with the front. You kind of want the bike to be nice and balanced, not too rear or front biased, just to give you enough support on the riding, especially if you're going under, I don't know, say you go from sand to hardback as well. It's kind of important to change that because your riding will be affected by it.
So when we say we're just going to literally measure off the stand.
So now we're measuring the sag at full extension. So currently the value is 0. We're going to get Paul sat on the bike now, see what his rider sag is, and then we'll go from there.
Sound. Obviously this is Sonny's super expensive tool, but you can literally just use a ruler.
Yeah, you can use
tape measure.
You can use a ruler, but with this being digital, it kind of gives us like very accurate, very accurate measurement to the millimeter. There's no flex in it. It's strapped to the fender there, and I don't know, if someone's got a wonky eye or something, it might kind of throw it out a little bit. And I think to get it accurate with the tape measure, you need to kind of machine a boss to go in the spindle with a point on the end of it, so you know
that it's getting.
Yeah, so you bang them.
So let's
go for it. So we'll probably set it a little bit harder than it needs to be because you've got no kit on.
You just sit on it?
Yeah, just sit on. No, pretty much banged on there. So we've got 96mm of sag at the moment. If you just stand up, mate, on the bike.
Oh, stand up on it?
Yeah. So yeah, 91mm there. Just sit down again. Yeah, 98 there with your kit on. We're about 105. We're pretty much banged on there.
Sound.
Jump off and we'll measure the front.
So obviously, guys, no adjustment needed. Is that right, Sonny?
Yeah, we set the preload on the shock.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much banged on.
So we're done. If we needed to adjust it, is it just the turner?
Yeah, so we just adjust the preload collar on the shock, and just to, if it was too big of a number, then we'd put some preload on there, and vice versa. So we're gonna move to the front now and
down. Stand back up.
So just have a bit of a bounce on the front while you're doing it, and just to give us
a bounce.
Yeah, just push the brake and bounce. Yeah, and still stand up if you can. Push down on the front. Forward. Yeah, jump off. Stand up. Happy with that?
Yeah, good. I've never done the sag on a front wall.
Yeah, it's good to get an idea of what it is. Obviously, the springs, you can't adjust preload on these like you can on a road bike to kind of
lift it up a little bit.
Lift it up and down. If we wanted to get more sag out of it, then we're looking at changing springs in the front, but without you having kit on at the minute, we've gone, mate, I think we've gone 10% softer on the spring rate, so we need to go out and ride it, see what you think, and give me a call and let me know whether it's good or not.
Sweet.
And if it is, or if you feel like it's gone better but it can get better, then just bring the right hand leg and we'll change the harder spring. Yeah.
Sound, mate. So guys, suspension all done. Sonny's giving me a sheet with all basically like my base settings, what he thinks will be good for me, all the information what he's done today, so I've always got that on record. If ever you get your suspension done, make sure you get a sheet with your suspension so you know. Obviously if it's just a fork seal service, you're not going to get a sheet. So yeah, really happy with the service that Sonny's provided today. Obviously I've got the VIP treatment, full hospitality. You can just send your shock and your forks into Sonny. You don't just have to send your full bike like I have. It's just obviously I live locally. We're up here in the northwest, so it just made sense for me to bring the bike. But you can just bring the forks and the shock. Please guys, for this video, I'm not asked if you follow me or you want to subscribe. Make sure for this video you go on to SW Suspension on their Instagram. Follow them at least if you could. That'd be absolutely mega. I'd really appreciate it. Final words from Sonny, just to how do you book in, Sonny?
You can either give us a call, send an email to info@swsuspension.co.uk.
And that's it guys, thanks again. Next vlog will probably be actually riding the suspension, so we'll do a vlog on the actual riding of the new suspension. Hopefully it's good. If it's not, I'm gonna delete this vlog, Sonny. Other than that, thanks a lot guys, see you soon.